All right, welcome. This is actually page 2 of term 1's review sheet. Here I'm going to go over questions 3, and question 4. I labeled the figures wrong. And question 5, setting up the trig ratio, and 6, which is setting up the inverse trig ratio. All right, so let's do this. The domain. The domain here, so we saw that the domain goes all the way from, because look at the arrows, it goes all the way here, all the way to the other side. So it is negative infinity, comma infinity. Goes all the way from the left, all the way to the right. The range, the smallest value here is -8. And goes all the way up and to the value of infinity. Yep. And so we would say that is, close it, bracket, -8, comma, all the way to infinity. So that would be the domain and range so far. Let's look at the vertex. The vertex is the minimum or maximum. So here it is this point here, and this is a value of -5, comma -8 as the vertex. So it's -5, comma -8 as a vertex, and we saw this is the minimum. Why? Because this is the lowest point right here. Lowest point. Good. Then we could draw the line of symmetry, which is down straight down here, that cuts this in half. All right, and that is the value of x is equal to -5. Let's zoom in and let's take a look at your x-intercepts and y-intercept. So this is one of them. This looks like -7, comma 0. Right, and the other one looks like -3, comma 0. It's kind of blurry, but they're both negatives. All right, so let's just write that here. So the first one was -7, comma 0, and the second one was -3, comma 0. Here, let's look. Does it cross the the y-axis? No. So we would say undetermined. Okay. Then we can look at where it is increasing and decreasing. Let's start by drawing the line of symmetry again, and this was to the, now we saw that it was decreasing here because it was going down. It goes from -infinity, goes all to the value of -5. So we would write here the interval for decreasing, which is this one, would be -infinity, comma -5. Let's look on the other side for when it's increasing. It looks like it's increasing from -5 all the way to the right, which is just going to infinity. So where it's increasing would be parentheses -5, comma positive infinity. Now last one, we look at the end behavior. This, as x arrows positive infinity, this is the right arm because it's positive. And then this is negative, so this is the left arm. Okay, so for the right arm, we saw that it was going up. So this is y arrow positive infinity, and we saw that it was also going up, so y is also arrow to positive infinity. So both of them is when y is also going to go positive infinity because it went up. And for the left arm, it also went up, so it's positive infinity as well. All right, So there you go. That is how we find the characteristics of a function, which is this parabola here. Right, figure 2. This should be figure 2. Alright. Okay. So domain, range, same thing as before. So looking at the arrows, it goes from all the way from the left all the way to the right. So it goes from negative infinity all the way to infinity. So that is the domain. So I can write here, domain would be negative infinity all the way to positive infinity. Let's look at the range. We saw that the range is the lowest value here. It's -1 that goes all the way up to positive infinity. So it would be -1 comma positive infinity. -1 comma positive infinity. It touches the -1, so we put the bracket, and this is infinity, so we open it. Next, let's look at the vertex. The vertex is the point that it turns, maximum or minimum. It is this point, which is -3 comma -1. So that is its vertex. -3 comma -1. Is this a minimum or maximum? This is the lowest point, so we would say it is a minimum. The line of symmetry cuts this in half down the middle, so it cuts it down like this. Okay, yes, I know it looks like the right hand side goes on more, but I couldn't cut it off, so but this does break it in half, right? And that is the value of x is equal to -3. The y-intercepts are at 2 points. The first one is this one, which is at -4 comma 0, and this one, which is at -2 comma 0. Those are the 2 points in which the absolute value here crosses the x-intercept. Okay, so it was -4 comma 0 and -2 comma 0. Y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis, so it would be this one, and that is at 0 comma 2, 0 in the x, 2 in the y. So the y-intercept we can write 0 comma 2, interval that is increasing and interval that is decreasing. Okay, let me draw back my line of symmetry. We will see that it is decreasing here on the left hand side, so it was decreasing, and it goes from -infinity all the way to the number here, -3. Then we would saw that it was increasing afterwards, and it starts from the number -3 all the way to infinity. So here, where the function's increasing, we would say it is increasing from -3 comma parenthesis infinity. Then it is decreasing from -infinity all the way to -3. Right? So notice it's start like the thing that separates the interval of increasing from the interval of decreasing is the line of symmetry. Right? So let's take a look here. X goes to positive infinity, so this is the right arm. Okay, right arm, that went up, so y is going to go to positive infinity, so y goes to positive infinity. And then this is the left arm. This is the left arm. That's when x goes to -infinity. We saw this going up, so this is also going to positive infinity. So there you go. That is how you find the characteristics of this function. So 5, we gotta set up the trig ratio. To do this, remember we have to remember our SOHCAHTOA. So it is sine. So it is, what is it? So let's just write that right here. Sine. Let's make that bigger. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. and tan is opposite over adjacent. This is our trig ratios that we should memorize. Okay, so let's do the first one, which is just A. We're just setting up the ratio to solve for the missing one, right? So start by drawing our guy, right? We saw that 22 is my adjacent, which is A. Then X is my opposite, so that is our TOA, because I have adjacent and opposite, so that's my tan. So I write tan. The angle, which is 61 degrees, is equal. My opposite is X. Divide this by my adjacent, which is 22. I'm done. Okay, this is my ratio. So I'm good. Okay, you're done. You don't have to solve for X. Okay, they just want you to set up the ratio. Right? You just make sure you pick the right one. Okay, let's look at B. All right, let me just bring this over so we can take a look at it. So B, start drawing the guy. Y is my adjacent because that is my closest one. 18 is the longest one here. So this is the hypotenuse, HYP. So I have my adjacent, I have my hypotenuse, so that is my cosine. So I write cosine 31 degrees is equal to my adjacent, which is Y, divided by my hypotenuse, which is 18. Let's do C. I draw my person here. I saw that 31 is my closest side, that is my adjacent. And Q is my, wait, did I change this? 22 to, yeah, sorry. I changed it on your assignment. I changed this. This was actually 31. Yeah, the hypotenuse is actually 31. So Q is my farthest one, right? So this is my opposite. 31 is my hypotenuse, which is the longest one. I have opposite and hypotenuse, so this is my sine. Okay, show. So sine of 18 degrees is equal to your opposite, which is Q, divided by your hypotenuse, which is 31. The reason why I changed this because I wanted to see you one of each. So A was your tan, TOA. B was your cosine, COT. And C is your show, right? Show, COT, TOA. All right. Good. Let's now bring this over because the next one asks us to set up the inverse trig ratio to solve for the missing angle. Okay, so we just set it up. Same thing as before, but now we're gonna do the inverse. All right, so let me show you. We draw the guy as always. We saw 10 is our adjacent, that's our closest one. 14 is our opposite. So here we have opposite and adjacent, so this is our tan. So we write this again, tan, but here it's angle A. So angle A, so tan of angle A is equal to opposite, which is 14, divided by your adjacent, which is 10. To solve for A, we do the inverse. So A is equal to tan inverse, right? Let me make this red so you can actually see the inverse one, right? Parentheses 14 over 10. You're done. That's it. You can plug this into decimals if you want, but this is the ratio. All right. Let's look at B. Okay. Oh, let me bring this over so we can use it. Ooh. So let's look at B. All right. So this is our guy right here. And we saw that 17 is our opposite. That's our farthest away. 26 is our hypotenuse. So here we have opposite and hypotenuse. So that is COA. No, that's not COA. Show. Yes, that's correct. Show. Let me move this over so this is not in our way here. Okay. Let me move this over so show. Right. So let's just write it. Sine, and the angle here is angle R. So sine R is equal to opposite, which is 17, divided by your hypotenuse, which is 26. We want R, we want the angle, so we use the inverse. R is equal to sine inverse, so I'm going to make that a different color here. Parentheses, same thing. Parentheses 17 over 26. All right, good. And C. Let's bring this over here. All right, and I can make this purple. Draw our guy right here. And we saw that 5 is our adjacent and 17 is our hypotenuse. So this is A and H, so that is ca, so it's cosine. So cosine, the angle here is angle W, is equal to adjacent, which is 5, divided by H, which is your hypotenuse, which is 17. We want W, so W is equal to the cosine inverse. So then we have parentheses 5 over 17. All right, so there you go. That's it. All right. So that's it. That is how you set up the inverse trig ratios. I can bring that up to show you. Okay. And besides that, I can bring this also up to show you how to find the domain and the characteristics of the function. So it should look something like that. All right. So there you go. Those are everything that you need to do for the review sheet for term 1 final. This is just page 2.